today is the time when we're going to announce our new development at what we would call the old Holiday Inn site. Many would call the old Hilton site, and many even go further back and remember some of the nightlife places that were at that site. And today we're talking about a new development in downtown Huntsville. We've just gotten finished with Twickenham Square, and we're very proud to announce that Big Spring Square is going to be coming in at the old Holiday Inn site. We have here today with us, we have Reese Morgan, and Reese is President and CEO of Central Realty Holdings of Greenville, South Carolina. Thank you for coming, Reese. Reese was one of the 4 firms that competed for this property. We had 4 great firms which gave great proposals on this, and Reese's firm came in with a proposal that really hit everything that we were looking for. It hit retail, it hit residential, it also hit hotel, and it came in with the full package of what we're looking for in an urban development. We also have up here with us, we have Michelle Jordan with us and Dennis Madston. Michelle is our city planner, Dennis is our long-range urban planner, and Dennis has been working with the big picture, and the big picture has been talking about what to do with our vibrant city and how to make our city move forward. So we're very excited to be able to make this announcement today. As I said, 4 groups competed for this, and we put out the RFP back in May of 2014. We consequently qualified all 4 groups, and all 4 groups came through and gave us second best and final. After the second best and final, we looked at all of them, and it was a tough choice. But Central Realty Holdings of Greenville, South Carolina, came out with a very, very good plan, and one that we're very proud of, and one that we're still working with them on. Our planning department is working very hard to make sure that this plan integrates very well with Big Spring Park, which is kind of the center core of our downtown area, and that we have a walkability and accessibility between the park and between this development, something that will add to a vibrant downtown. And we have negotiated out an LOI. We will be finished up contract. And we will continue on this process and looking at opening this property in summer of 2016, which is a very aggressive schedule, but Reese and his team have looked at it and been working very hard on it, and so we look forward to working with them. Let me tell you some points on this, some of the data points that come out of this. This is a minimum 100-key boutique hotel. It is a minimum of 28,000 square feet of mixed-use space, including offices, restaurants, and retail. It's approximately 200 residential units for the downtown area, multi-level parking deck. Demolition will begin in November 2014 and construction in April of 2015. The project will open the summer of 2016. The city still retains ownership of the land, and the public-private venture includes a 99-year lease. One of those factors was we looked at that and said this is too close to the core of downtown. Reese and his predecessors will be building a great project that has 99 years worth of life in it. But we also have a 50 and a 75-year checkout point to make sure that we have something of quality in the downtown area. And Reese and I may not be here in that 50 and 75-year period, but we have some points in the contract to make sure that it stays nice. We also have we've retained some oversight of the project, and they are working very closely with our planning department to make sure that we do have that connectability that we were talking about. This RFP represents a 2-phase option for the 8.66 acres owned by city-owned property. Phase 1 includes 6.28 acres in Holiday Inn site. Phase 2 includes the adjacent 2.38 acres that houses the Scruggs Community Center and Jim Williams Aquatic Center. And the Jim Williams Aquatic Center is going to be integrated into the new natatorium that we're building, and we're going to build one that is made for so the handicap accessible We'll have a pool there that's made for the handicap accessible, who are the ones who primarily use that Williams Aquatic Center. So we are excited to have this chance to announce this today, and I'd like to call on Reese Morgan to come up and introduce his team and talk a little bit about the project. So Reese, thank you for coming down.
Thank you, Mayor Battle. It's very good to be here today. Thank you for the time. I think I have the distinctive honor to lead what's been a very proficient group, and also in a rather exciting environment here with Huntsville. Central Realty Holdings is a rather aged, I say, company. We've been in the commercial real estate investment and development business since the late 1920s. And for some time, we've been looking at Huntsville and drawing some parallels between Huntsville and Greenville, South Carolina, and feeling very much at home here. And I must say, after the RFP process, we are feeling even more at home with where we are. And I think with the project and again how Huntsville has been open to us, it's been a great experience. I say distinctive honor because it's been very much of a team effort, and most of our team is here today. And to my left here is Max Grealier with RCP Properties, co-developer, and Mike with CMH. I am so sorry, with CMH Architecture, and Mike certainly has put in long nights and long days to bring this around. And then Jennifer Treese with Treese Engineering is here with us today on the engineering side. I think particularly I want to thank the city and their development team, very supportive. I think with Chad Emerson with Downtown Inc. Has been immensely helpful with where we are and what we're doing. But all in all, I think, again, with the July 16 delivery date, we're very excited about this. And I think with just a bit more planning, by early year, we should be in a fine position to launch this project. But again, thank you very much for this opportunity in Huntsville. We do look forward to this.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, when we sat down and had the team together to start talking about who we would award this to, we had a great team put together. We had these two planners right here. We had Michelle and Dennis. So we had our planning side of it. We had Chad Emerson from Downtown Huntsville Inc. Had myself and John Hamilton. And so out of the crowd, you had four people who were somewhat planners. Maybe not all had a degree, but they all plan in their heads on a day-to-day basis. Then you had a mayor in there. And they did an excellent job of making sure that this was done and done right, and making sure that this project becomes an asset for downtown and becomes an asset for our city. And as being part of that asset mix, I really would like to ask Michelle Jordan to address this from her planning side as city planner, and then Dennis Madsen is our long-range urban planner, the guy who kind of keeps the big picture in mind and works on that big picture on a day-to-day basis. Michelle?
Thank you, Mayor. Well, thank you. As Mayor Battle previously stated, this site is a prime location for a dynamic mixed-use project, and we believe this partnership with this team will create another local and regional destination for Huntsville. The city wanted the former Holiday Inn site to redevelop into a site with a significant retail presence and urban high-density design with a pedestrian connection between downtown and other developments throughout the core. And we believe that this development will meet all of our expectations. The city has made and will continue to make significant investments in our downtown core and throughout the city. The goals of these types of investments are to encourage private development and thus grow our tax base, and we believe we've accomplished that with this team. We're excited and we're ready to move dirt.
Good. Dennis?
Like most long-range planners, we can never talk about whatever it is we're talking about. We always end up having to talk about all the things around whatever it is we're talking about. The thing that's really exciting about this project is it can set really a template for a lot of development in the future around the park. And I think what it does in its relationship, especially the mixed-use component to the VBC, I think it will do a lot for the VBC, its neighbor. But I'm also excited very much about what it can do for Big Spring Park itself, how it can establish a new sort of pedestrian streetscape and a new sort of connection to the park. If you go to a lot of urban parks around the country, you'll note really that frequently the quality of the park isn't just about what's in the park. Frequently it's about what's around the park, the quality of the buildings and the sidewalks and the streets, how they move and how people flow around the park. And this has an opportunity to really kind of reestablish an urban edge, a really pedestrian-friendly and car-friendly and bike-friendly multimodal activity network around the park, and really can start to set the standard for more and more activity around the park. That I think is really particularly compelling, not just what's happening on the site, but what's going to happen around the site with the Harvard extension that's coming through and the connection to Twickenham Square. This project and its relationship to Big Spring Park, creating a better connection across the street, across Williams, I think is going to go a long way to really improving not just what's on the site, but also the environment of the park itself. And that, I think, is just a compelling thing to look towards in the future.
Thank you, Dennis. You know, this site has been part of Huntsville's history. Many of us remember it as the Hilton. Many people I've heard remember it as Fleet Street. They might remember the name Stephen Eady, who used to sing there, or Pete Cerruti, who used to run the Hilton. Many remember it now as the Holiday Inn. But it was very important. It was a place where Elvis Presley stayed, and it was very, very important for the history of Huntsville. Mike, for a long time, it was the place that tied back into the Civic Center, and it provided for a place that a lot of history was made at. A lot of different receptions, parties, political functions, and everything else happened at this site. And now we're paving way, we're taking down the old and we're putting in the new, and we're starting a new page of history. And this new page of history is a page of history that ties into downtown Huntsville. So we are very proud to have great partners in this. Reese, thank you and your team. Y'all have been very workable and worked with us very closely. Dennis and Michelle, thank you for your planning expertise in this and making sure that this is something that is an asset for the city of Huntsville. And I think that today we're able to launch a new page of history and make something that is an asset for the city of Huntsville.